What's good, YouTube? It's your boy 2K, and we back in the building. I'm with my man Bo, 3kingsboxing.com, the podcast. How you doing today, brother?
Man, dog, don't even just kick this shit off. Let's just go. Let's just go.
See, there's not many times where Bo gets a little beside himself to where cats out there be getting him upset, you know? You won't really see that very often. Bo is a happy person. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people just push his buttons here and there. You know, he's got buttons and shit all over his body. Cats be pushing the motherfucker on the left, pushing the motherfucker on the right. Then they just get to playing the motherfucking keyboard on the nigga's chest and shit. He be getting mad. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened today. He was like, I couldn't wait till 8:30 p.m. Central Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I can't wait. He was telling me this shit at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to let him let loose. You know what I'm saying? So let's jump right into this right now. What we got popping off. Top of the list. As we all know, if you've been following 3kingsboxing.com and pretty much you've been following your favorite news site, better be 3kingsboxing.com. But if you've been following your favorite news site, news and information site.
I like how you slept that in there. I like
that. Slide that motherfucker on in there. We all know that Tyson Fury has signed a co-promotional deal with Top Rank. It's a multi-fight deal, but he's still promoted by Frank Warren and Queensberry Promotions. And this particular co-promotional deal will have him featured on ESPN. We're pretty much knowing that already. But the question is, what does this particular fight do for a rematch with Deontay Wilder? And I know my man Bo is going to put a little twist on this because there's a lot of things that people are saying that pretty much false, right? Mm-hmm. They're automatically starting to put blame on Al Haymon and Deontay Wilder if this fight doesn't get made. I'll let you go, Bo. How you think about that, man?
First of all, let me just say something right here, man. Until you guys actually understand the inner workings of the wheel of this thing called boxing and how it works and the movability and the different parts, okay? Until y'all are actually sitting in a fucking conference room and can tell me word for goddamn word what was said across the table, then all you really can do is speculate or go off what one person say. And mind you, nobody's going to say something to make them look bad,
right?
Okay? Motherfucker ain't gonna say nothing to make them look bad. So once we clear that air, once you get that dislike for whatever motherfucker out of your heart, okay, once you get that, once you put that hat on that allows or take that hat off that allows the air, the oxygen air to hit that goddamn brain to stimulate the motherfucking cells to think, okay, there's a lot of things you have to understand here. Number one, Frank Warren dealing with Bob Arum ain't got a goddamn fuck off thing to do with Al damn Haymon. Nothing at all.
Hold on. Let me interject. Y'all see how mad he is? He said, fuck all. It doesn't have a fuck all thing. I ain't never heard no shit like that in my life. That's that old school shit right there.
You're right. That's old school. But it don't. It has absolutely nothing to do with Al Haymon. Frank Warren is Queensberry Promotion in the UK. His fighter is Tyson Fury. He does not have to talk to Al Haymon about what the fuck he gonna do with his goddamn fighter of his fucking promotional company.
Right.
He don't have to do that. So if Frank Warren decides, okay, I'm looking at this option, I'm looking at these options. Now, the funny thing about it is we've seen this before. See, my man Prodigy was giving you motherfuckers a heads up when Eddie Hearns was so-called trying to make Wilder, but still talking to Rybinsky.
Exactly. You know what, Bo, man? It pisses me off, man. You know, we give these motherfuckers heads up months ahead of time, and we still don't get our just due until after the fact. But it should have told these cats, hey, man, listen to what the fuck we saying real time at the point of us saying it. Follow Three Kings, follow the Prodigy, follow Truth and Facts. We telling y'all motherfuckers what's happening. While all these other YouTubers out there are speculating, we telling y'all what's happening. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and it's, I mean, we'll get to this situation where we told y'all back in September that this could happen. But go ahead, Bo.
Okay, so what I'm saying, we've seen this before, right? Now, another thing that you guys also have to understand, okay, is that if it was not for Wilder fighting Fury, Fury don't get this $100 million goddamn contract from ESPN. Okay? Because let's be real, he already had 2 fights previously.
Right.
Wasn't nobody thinking about Tyson. Matter of fact, a lot of y'all was saying that y'all felt he still wasn't ready for Wilder just yet. Frank Warren, his goddamn self, was like, I don't think you should do this, Tyson. What Tyson tell him? Fuck out of here, man. You better make that fight. I'm out of here.
Word up.
And he made it, right? So, and then on top of that, lastly but not least, correct me if I'm wrong. I read the article. We did our research. We got the press releases and all of that. Prodigy, tell me, did you see anything that said that the fight is off? It's not happening. It's done. It's a foregone conclusion. Heyman them pulled out, or they don't want to fight. I mean, did we see anything to indicate that this fight's not happening? I'm just curious.
Man, as long as I'm not reading at a Floyd Mayweather level, I don't think I didn't see that.
Okay, so the fight's not off yet. So if the fight isn't off yet, and this guy took his fighter and went over the top rank, I would like to know, how do y'all figure out it's one person's fault when the move that was made by the other team? This team is negotiating in good faith. Then there was another move that was made. But then if you go even deeper, right? Because I understand you got to break shit down to a fifth grade level. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to, I hate to say this, but this is Prodigy, so I can say this. Sometimes you got to break it down in nigga logic, using nigga logic. Okay. So nigga logic dictate that when they don't get what they want or something don't go their way, they got to blame somebody because they can't blame themselves. Right. So if this fight is not dead or done, and you're looking at Frank Warren taking his fighter taking his fighter over to ESPN, then let's look a little deeper. Well, what made Frank Warren do this? Because again, people don't read. It says Frank Warren, Queensberry Promotion, along with MTK Global and Tyson Fury. Meaning it's not just Tyson Fury, it's all of the product that comes along with Frank Warren and MTK Global. But if you've been following Three Kings, we told y'all that shit last year in September that Frank Warren had signed a deal already with ESPN. The only thing he did was he brought Tyson Fury over now.
That's it.
Because that's the face of it.
It was a parallel transition.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, we reported on that as it happened. Frank Warren merging with Top Rank. Now, this is before he signed Tyson Fury. And the reason why he did that is because he was in a situation. Frank Warren over out in the UK is in direct competition with Eddie Hearn.
That's right.
Eddie Hearn became the ambassador for the boxing department for DAZN, where he's featuring a lot of his matchroom fighters in America. Frank Warren needed to have an outlet where he could do the same. Where can I feature my fighters in America? Well, he got the merger with Top Rank and ESPN. That's how he's able to put UK fighters from his stable in America while Eddie Hearn is doing it on DAZN. Okay.
Yes.
Then 2 months later, I believe, or a month later, excuse me, Tyson Fury signs a deal with Frank Warren that led him to Deontay Wilder fighting in the US on Showtime. So this was a parallel shift because Frank Warren already had the deal with ESPN. It was nothing to say, hey, MTK Global is your manager. You're the fighter. We're trying to get you two involved in the same deal that I signed 4 or 5 months ago. That's it.
That's it. Then on top of that, you got people say, oh, Frank Warren just told Al Heyman, fuck you. How?
No, he didn't.
He signed this promotional deal last year in September. How the hell did he just tell Al Heyman, fuck you? How? How? Like, how do y'all figure he gave Al Heyman a finger? How do y'all figure that there's this big shift in power that, this motherfucker that y'all put up way up there, like, what I'm saying? Like, I'm just curious. Like me, I'm not scared of a mother. I'm not scared of anybody, but I'm damn sure I'm scared of a motherfucker I ain't never seen, heard.
right.
Like, so I'm kind of confused by some of this shit I'm hearing. Y'all talking like y'all afraid of this man or something. But he signed this deal in September, so he didn't give Al Heyman the FU because why? He's still talking about making this fight. Now, going along with ESPN, what that deal does is this, and again, you guys got to understand how this machine works. Showtime, last time I checked, Showtime is an entertainment network.
Right.
They're not a sports network. They're an entertainment network. So Showtime losing a fight to ESPN, if this goes to purse bid, if they make a deal or whatever, they're not worried about that. Why? Because a collective, because I heard cats say, well, how come they don't see that this tells you that Wilder ain't shit, these dudes ain't shit, because they don't offer him big long contracts. There's only 2 fighters that Showtime ever offered extensive contracts with millions of dollars on him. One name was Floyd Mayweather, one name was Manny Pacquiao. Showtime don't build their stuff around boxing to sign long-term contracts with any motherfucking fighter unless they are assured that the or Mike Tyson too, unless they are assured that the revenue will be there.
Right.
Okay. So this isn't a fuck you. This is anything. What this all this is okay, we're gonna move over to ESPN. Now, let me just say this, because it's so much you can say, and we only got so little time. And I don't want to beat y'all heads in with too much damn logic, because a lot of y'all is already stuck on stupid anyway, right? With some of the stuff y'all be saying, okay? And again, my name is Bo. Truth and Fact Sports Talk, 3 Kings Boxing. Holler at your boy if you don't like what I said. It's cool.
Right.
You know, ain't no running here. Holler at your boy. But the reality is, this was a damn good move, because think about this for a second, just for 1 second. We just saw Wilder and Fury being promoted solely from the Showtime side do almost 400K in sales, something that nobody thought was possible, in a very big fight that probably made both of these dudes a lot of money. Okay. Now, Wilder himself has already said, well, listen, I'm not exclusively signed to any network. I'll go over to ESPN. And we've seen this before when Rabinsky, I can't keep telling. See, I don't understand how y'all don't check history. Why Brinsky won the purse bid against Deontay Wilder, which is going to force him to fight where? Over in Povetkin's backyard.
Right.
Okay. So he was going to go over there. Think about this. Showtime, who used to show Anthony Joshua fights, just lost him to his own. Showtime lost Manny Pacquiao after he signed 1 fight when he fought Mosley. He went back to HBO. So this ain't a big issue for them, because they know, listen, well, our main source of income ain't built around boxing. ESPN is a sports network. It will behoove Wilder, it will behoove PBC and everybody to have their fighters shown on that network and let them pay for everything while we use this money for some other shit. Right. Okay. So is it a good move? We still have to wait and see, because they need to make the fight. There's other things we're going to talk about later. But look, man, y'all got to stop with this wanting to hate on something or wanting to see shit fall. That makes no sense to me. Anybody out there that's happy that this fight is in jeopardy, you ain't a fucking boxing fan. And I'm just going to say it, like, you're not a fucking boxing fan.
Well, I want to add that Deontay Wilder is basically saying, hey, I'll fight on ESPN.
Yes.
So, his thing is, look, I'm a free agent. So wherever this motherfucking fight can get made, I'm there to do it. You know what I'm saying? We dare to dance again. All you got to do is give me the invitation. So Deontay Wilder is ready whenever, anybody else is. Now, the situation that
hold on, 2K. I hate to cut you. I want to get this out of my head 1 second.
You good?
What was that fight that Eddie Hearn allowed to happen, that a fighter got a champion who got $8 million to fight somebody in UK? Who was that dude, 2K? Because after he lost his goddamn mind. Who was that fighter, 2K?
Eddie Hearn allowed that to happen?
No. Al Heyman.
Oh, yeah.
Who was that fighter?
Charles
okay,
Martin.
So
Charles
he let
Martin.
that happen, right?
Yeah.
Now, also, because we were talking about Wilder, what is the number one thing people accuse Al Heyman of doing? Overpaying his fighters, right?
Yeah.
So if you accuse, so all of a sudden you're accusing the man of overpaying his fighters, but now his fighters in a position to probably be maximizely paid, and y'all still tripping. 2K, go ahead, man. I don't know what the fuck to say these niggas no more.
Shit,
go ahead,
I was getting ready to throw it back your way when I said, you in that situation in that boxing group on Facebook where you got cats over there blaming Al Heyman and Deontay Wilder for this fight possibly not happening, even though Deontay Wilder came out and said, hey, I'll fight on ESPN. So how the fuck does that become the fault of Al Heyman and Deontay Wilder because Tyson Fury decided to sign a contract that may or may not put this fight in jeopardy. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, listen, man, Frank Warren has already said, we're not going to wait.
Yeah.
If the fight gets made, it gets made. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We're going to move on. That's Frank Warren's attitude right now. So to be honest with you, and I'm not siding with anybody. I want to see the fight. I want to see the rematch. Right?
Yeah, I do too.
So I'm not siding with anybody. But when I look at the situation and when I talk to fans who are placing blame on Deontay Wilder and Al Heyman for this happening, for the fight possibly not happening, I'm looking at it like, dog, the only one's making moves here is Tyson Fury.
Yeah, thank you.
He's the only one making moves here. When I read what Frank Warren's mindset is, as he's shared on social media, he's the only one saying, hey, we getting ready to move. You know, if this fight don't get made, don't get made. Shelly Finkel's like, no, hold on, everybody. The fight is still going to possibly get made. This has no bearing. It's a surprise to me that he did this, but this has no bearing on the negotiations. We're still almost ready to get this fight signed, sealed, and delivered. That's Shelly Finkel. So Frank Warren is the one that's like, hey, you know, shit, we getting ready to move, dog. And fight get made, I'm fucked. That's Frank Warren.
But even with Frank Warren saying that, what y'all have to realize is they just gave that man $80 million. They gave him $80 million off the strength of bringing us some big fights. Now, outside of Deontay Wilder, who can y'all tell me that's on the top ranked side that man can fight to justify giving him $80 million?
Right.
See, that's what y'all got to understand. So I hear Frank Warren saying that, and he could be saying that to dangle something in front of them over on that side on PBC to be like, hey, man, y'all better come with something.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I 100% agree with that. That's exactly what it is. But, you know, fans can only take shit at face value. We don't know what's going on. Well, they don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Let me rephrase that. They don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? So they can only take shit at face value. Us, given, you know, the fact that boxing kind of puts the media on a gag order, we can only report what we're allowed to report unless we're going to burn some bridges. You see what I'm saying? So we can only report basically what they're supposed to take at face value. Now, we're going to say some shit here and there because I say what the fuck I want to say. But at the end of the day, that's why we say follow the podcast, because we're going to give you some shit that we won't be able to give you on the website. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that too.
So, you know, that's the situation. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, I think the fight still gets made, but this is how it's going to be. Me and Bo talked about this before we actually started the podcast. I believe that there will be a tune-up fight for both guys. I think Tyson Fury fights somebody first, and then maybe sometime in the summer, maybe after the summer in the fall, they fight the rematch. I don't think it'll be immediate Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, because that's a bad business move. Bob Arum's one of the best businessmen in the game, right? Yeah. And he's got a major network backing him. He just he's now co-promoting one of the best heavyweights in the business, and he's got him to a multi-fight deal. So that means they're going to start him slow, and then the best is going to be saved for last. That's what I believe. If they do it differently, hey, that's on them, but I think that would be a stupid-ass business move. I don't think they would do it differently than that. So, go ahead.
No, I didn't know if you was done.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay, here's the thing. Bob Arum is notorious for trying to round up as much money as he can in a fight, right? Yeah. And if you just gave him $80 million, I agree with you. You get an interim fight. You want to know why you get an interim fight? Because let's say Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder do have some fights that he can make, right? He can make Dylan Whyte. He can say, hey, Dylan Whyte, fuck fighting Dominique Breazeale. Come on, get this title shot, right? He can say that. He can say, Dominique Breazeale, fuck fighting Dylan Whyte. Come get this title shot. Or he could say, hey, Luis Ortiz, bring your ass on. Everybody want to see that rematch anyway. So he's got avenues that he can go to, right? So if let's say he fights Dylan Whyte, then that's a fight all you guys want to see. He sparks Dylan Whyte. He starts talking that, USA, UK type, because I've always told y'all rivalry fights sell, right? So he starts talking that, I beat this USA, I beat the UK dude, I beat all these UK motherfuckers. You know how Deontay Wilder gets, you know what I'm saying? Right. I beat all these, right? So that sparks interest for that. Tyson Fury goes on, he wins, and he continues his theme of, I should be the WBC champion. I think that's, if you go to Three Kings Boxing, once again, There's a video where we show y'all where the lineal champion, and it's explained for y'all, okay, says that, hey, I should be the champ. I should be the WBC champ, right? So he has that. So it drums up interest. And then by it being on ESPN, again, a sports network, they got 7, 8, 9 ESPN channels. They can promote the shit out of that fight.
Oh, yeah.
They can promote the shit out of that fight. They got more channels on than Showtime. Showtime got what, 4, 5 if you're lucky? You know, depending on what service you got.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Right.
Well, okay, for those of y'all that have cable, but for motherfuckers like us,
nope. Yeah, no cable, bro. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's a good thing, and then a lot of people just need to look at the bigger picture before they come to a conclusion about a situation that they don't really know much about. You know what I'm saying?
Because Bob Arum is already talking about the fight. So if Bob Arum is talking about the fight, because he's already talking about an interim fight, he's only talking about interim fights if he wants to build and make a fight, right? Now, of course, there are some examples where it didn't work, and there's only one example I can think of is Yudakis Gamboa and Juan Manuel Lopez. Right. They was trying to build that fight, and Loma took a loss to Orlando Salido, and it kind of killed that, right? Yep. So, but he's good. He's very good at building a fight. He's very good. And then, of course, you got the ESPN platform, right? So with all that being said, if Bob is talking about making this fight, Deontay Wilder is talking about hey, I'll go over to ESPN, because the one thing we do know is Al Heyman don't prevent his guys from going somewhere to make money. See, right. That's the one thing, and that's why I brought up Charles Martin. Al Heyman is not going to prevent his guys from. He told Amir Khan the same thing. Hey, man, go get them dollars. Go on over there and get that. See, so Al Heyman don't prevent his guys from being able to make some money. So it's I believe this fight's going to happen. But if they take a tune-up, if they take an interim fight in between, I can already see a lot of fans being upset, because a lot of them are going to feel like, while we got to wait, we already saw it. Right. They fought once. While we got to wait is not the fight that they want. And that's how they're going to feel about that, man. What's your take on people that's being upset that he's talking about them taking an interim fight?
I don't see nothing wrong with that. I mean, again, it's build up. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, if the first fight, let's say they sold 10,000 tickets. I don't know. I'm just throwing a number out there. They build the fight up here, there's a possibility they can double that. So, I mean, why would you get upset when somebody's trying to build the biggest fight that could be made in the heavyweight scene right now, possibly in boxing, right? It'll happen. Let it build a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a proponent of them fighting immediately any fucking way, because in my opinion, I don't think Deontay Wilder's ready for an immediate fight with Tyson Fury. Not when Tyson Fury went right back to the gym. No.
And Deontay Wilder's last fight was he hadn't been. Never mind. I can't say. I almost slipped.
Yeah, boy.
Almost slipped.
Man, let's move on. We just spent a lot of time on this one, man. What you got for me next?
All right, man. Next, this one is kind of bittersweet. So Billy Joe Saunders.
Billy Ho! Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. Billy Joe Saunders.
Sometimes my Tourette's gets the best. Go ahead, man.
You got to. A New York cat living in Texas with Tourette. So Billy Joe Saunders is eyeing fighting for the 168-pound belt that was vacated by Zordo. It's bittersweet for me because I wanted to see him fight Demetrius Andrade. And the WBO was going to name him. No, the WBO did saying that they was going to name a possible mandatory. So
man, that motherfucker's the #1 contender at middleweight right now. That's why he's able to fight for the WBO at super middleweight, because he's already #1.
And it's bittersweet for me because I was looking forward to that fight, because let's keep it a buck. Demetrius Andrade is a 3-time like the guy, like his skill and all that. But he's a 3-time world champion that don't have a significant name on his resume.
what the fuck you talking about, bro? Man, what you talking about? Ain't got no name on his resume.
Significant.
What's the cat? Bro, what's the cat's name that he beat?
Willie Nelson? Alontis Fox? Alontis Fox? How far back are we going?
Nah, this dude better than them cats, man.
He got Cole K?
No, bro. Oh, Brian Rose. Fuck out of here, bro. Shit, that boy Brian Rose is cold. I didn't make a mistake. Brian Rose.
Brian Rose.
You said Brian Rose.
What is that? A WWF character? Dusty Rhodes' younger son? Dusty Rhodes' illegitimate son?
You know what I'm saying? Nah, but you're right. You're absolutely right. He doesn't have. I mean, Vanes Martirosyan is probably the biggest name on his resume.
Yes.
And I believe that was the fight that he won the WBO title at 154. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. I agree with that 100%. Jack Colque will probably be the second. I'm sorry, Willie Nelson will be the second, then Jack Colque.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. But here's the deal. I believe Billy Joe Saunders is taking the easy way out, dog.
You think? What gave you that idea?
I mean, the first thing that gave me that idea is the name of his opponent. This motherfucker's name is Shefat. Do I need to continue?
I just realized.
Yo, his name is Shefat. I mean, I don't think I need to continue, bro. You fighting a motherfucking name, Shefat. You not gonna come on, man. That's an easy word. Bro, let's be realistic. All right, Shefat is. I think he got 3 losses, right? I believe he's been stopped once. Yes. He hasn't been stopped. I can't remember. He's the #1 contender at 168. Nobody has ever heard of this motherfucker. Even the people in his hometown never heard of him. Okay. Here's the thing. No, he's fought a bunch of nobodies. I think he's 22. He has 22 wins with 20 knockouts.
27 wins.
27 wins. Okay.
Yeah, he got 27 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws. He's been knocked out once, and that was I'm looking at it now because I don't know nothing about the cat. You're right.
How many knockouts?
That was early in his career.
How many knockouts does he have?
He has 20 knockouts, but the level of I'm not gonna. He talks shit about perfect level of competition, but he fought mainly overseas competition.
Right, so. Of course. Yeah, I mean, ain't no niggas in America named Shefat unless they came over. But here's the thing. So, but here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. Billy Joe Saunders saw an opportunity when Gilberto Ramirez vacated his title. He said, hold up. I know the WBO ordered I fight Demetrius Andrade. And I've been all over the media saying, hey, I know I relinquished my title because the Massachusetts State Athletic Commission wouldn't give me that license whenever I took that nasal medicine, right? They wouldn't give me my license. So I demanded that I get an opportunity to fight Demetrius Andrade to get my title back. I wanted that fight. I thought about that fight day and night. And when they ordered it, I was happy. But dog, you said all I got to do is fight a motherfucking name Shefat for the title? So let me weigh this. We got Demetrius Andrade, killer, you know what I'm saying? 3-time champion, possibly going to whoop my ass. Or I can move up, be a 2-divisional champion, and fight an unknown motherfucking name Shefat. Give me Shefat, dog.
I didn't think about that, dog. I didn't think about that.
That's what he did.
He's increasing his resume.
Exactly. And guess what, Bo? Guess what? The Hall of Fame likes to induct people who have been multi-weight champions. They love it. Ooh. They love doing that. Wait, you was a 2-weight champion? Automatic Hall of Fame. They love to do that, dog. You know what I'm saying? So he's actually bolstering his legacy by fighting Shefat at 168 and getting that WBO title, then actually beating Demetrius Andrade at 160 and reclaiming the WBO title. He's actually bolstering his career in a better light. because he becomes a 2-weight champion. You see his business. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
This shit makes perfect sense to me, but it also, from a business perspective, it's brilliant. Yes, take that fight. But as a fan of the sport, I hate it because I know it's the easier way out. But the thing is, I was wondering this, Bo. Remember, Billy Joe Saunders' last fight was at cruiserweight. I think he weighed in like 178 pounds.
As hell, but yeah, you.
Cruiserweight. He weighed in at like 178 pounds for his last fight, dog. That's past 175. That's cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
176 to 200 is cruiserweight. So I was wondering how the fuck he was gonna get back down to 160. You know what I'm saying? He's obviously way bigger than that.
Yes.
He gains weight similar to how Adrien Broner does and Tyson Fury does. So him fighting at 168 that's not gonna be nothing. He actually knocked the guy out at cruiserweight in his last fight. So this 168 ain't shit to him. So this didn't come as a surprise because I was always wondering how the fuck he's gonna return on April 20th at 160. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So man, it's a better thing for him because he doesn't have to train himself. He becomes a 2-weight champion. He's fighting a nigga named Shefat that hasn't fought anybody. It's a win-win-win for him, dog. It's easy work. And it's the better business deal, man. That's all I gotta say.
And then on a final note, there is a huge domestic level fight that he can make if he wins that title.
Absolutely.
He can fight Callum Smith.
Shit, Callum Smith, that motherfucker can rematch Chris Eubank Jr. if he beats James DeGale at 168.
Yep. I didn't think about that one.
Yeah.
He could fight him. Hell, he could even probably Lord James DeGale. So you're right. You're absolutely right. But it upsets me only because of the fact that the better fight for me from a purist standpoint was Demetrius Andrade.
Of course.
That was the better fight for me. Like especially if we're talking about your record and resume, like the Hall of Fame is gonna give you kudos for winning, but I'm gonna look at you with the hairy eyeball, like, no, bro.
Yeah. Well, we know what you really did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know how the old timers, before even, I mean, I know this is gonna sound very old, but even before Bo, you know what I'm saying? when they would talk about, how cats, Sugar Ray Robinson was ducking Charlie Burley, you know what I'm saying? And he ended up doing that instead of fighting Charlie Burley. This is what we gonna do here. Hey, no, we remember, motherfucker, when the WBO ordered you to fight Demetrius Andrade and you wanted to go for legacy or boosting your legacy in an easier route. We know, that's motherfucker. True. We remember that. So that's what we gonna tell our grandkids. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Just like I tell my grandkids, Sugar Ray Aaron Pryor ducking Leonard.
Oh man, he ain't never gonna let that go, man.
No, never, dog.
Never gonna let that shit go.
Never past my 100 years of life on this earth already. I ain't gonna never let it go. All right, man. Prodigy, man, what you got for us, man?
Yo, hey, man, I'm torn on this. I think we talked about this the podcast before the one we were supposed to do last. We weren't here last Thursday. Valentine's Day, your boy got caught up. Anyway, we're gonna run through that. But yeah, so hit the button. Yo, listen, I'm not afraid to say that your man's had to do some shit for his wife. You know what I'm saying?
All right, there you go.
I don't know about y'all motherfuckers, but my wife is bad as hell. So I do some shit for my wife because she a fine motherfucker. A lot of you married motherfuckers out here, y'all don't like y'all wife and she ugly to y'all by now and all of that. That ain't the case over here. So, your boy couldn't be on the podcast. I'm waiting on somebody to say I was caking. It's going to come later.
But look at no disrespect intent. I seen your wife, so I'm going to sit and be the fuck quiet.
Mm-hmm. Word up. Word up.
It's no argument inside of me. Outside the fact she's gonna pop me in my head when she see me any damn way.
Hell yeah, but at least I get some type of support. I already know it's coming, man. But but nah, we talked about this the last show we were actually on. And it's Ryan Garcia calling out, Tank Davis. And you know, when we talked about it the first time, I was like, yeah, you know, it's fun. Let's talk about it. Whatever. You know, it's banner. We gonna talk some shit about it, right? But now it's actually going it's going to another length. The beef has escalated a little bit, and now Floyd Mayweather is saying, hey, we want you to fight Rolly. What's the cat's name? What's his real name?
Can't Rolando Romero.
Thank you, sir. Rolando Romero.
And that dude is good.
He's really good, right? I put 200. I put 200 that you can't beat Rolly. If you beat Rolly, you get the 200, then I'll give you Tank. That's what Floyd said after he said Tank will fuck him up. Ryan Garcia comes back and says, yeah, I'll take that challenge, but you got to give me $1 million. I guess he realized how good Rolly is. You know what I'm saying? that motherfucker said, you got to give me $1 million, which Ryan Garcia ain't even sniffed $1 million yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, De La Hoya might have, you know, let the nigga smell a stack or two, but he ain't never really touched it. You know, it's kind of like when you first get ass for the first time or you're trying to get some ass, the girl might let you see it, but you ain't really do nothing with it.
Right, you know?
right. That's pretty much that's pretty much what it is with this $1 million in Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, I'm gonna tell you something. The only
motherfucker be washing clothes, sniffing the panties.
Yeah. That's what he doing, bro. That's exactly what he be sneaking in Oscar De La Hoya's office and shit late at night, be sniffing the stacks. That's what he do, bro.
Smell like money up in here.
You know what I'm saying? The only $1 million young Ryan Garcia has ever seen was them 2 million followers a motherfucker got on Instagram. That's it. That's the only $1 million he's ever seen. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he even said that, Bo, told me that he just priced himself out. Kind of like Leo Santa Cruz did with Guillermo Rigondeaux. Damn, I just said that. Yeah, I did. You know what I'm saying? I remember back then, Leo Santa Cruz wasn't sniffing $1 million yet. He talking about you got to pay me $3 million to fight Rigo. Right? So it's the same situation here. He's talking a lot of shit, though. That's the difference between him and Leo, though. Leo wasn't talking shit. He was just being pressured about Rigo. Ryan is actually talking shit, but then comes back and says, well, you got to give me $1 million and the 200K. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You either going to try to fight the motherfucker or you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're the number 4 ranked contender in the WBA at junior lightweight. You either going to try to fight him or you're not. Which one is it going to be? In my opinion, De La Hoya going to block the shit any goddamn way because De La Hoya does not do business with not Floyd Mayweather, guys. It's not Floyd Mayweather. I had a nice conversation with a guy on Facebook about this. It's not Floyd Mayweather. It's Al Heyman. Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya are still sour about all the fighters Al Heyman took from his ass when Richard Schaefer left. So, be honest with you, I would be sour too, nigga. I'm not trying to break no bread with you, motherfucker. You took, you know what I'm saying, fucking
my
2/3 of my
damn near closed me up. I damn near had to close up shop.
You took 67% of my damn fighters. I don't want to fuck with you. I ain't fucking with you. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, you know with that. I don't fuck with you.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand where De La is coming from that aspect. But at the same time, of course, you know, as fans, we want to see these fights being made. But De La Hoya is not going to do any type of business with Al Heyman. And Floyd Mayweather doesn't do business without Al Heyman. Understand, all of the fights that are promoted by TMT, where Floyd Mayweather is putting his, you know, fighters in fights where, you know, he's getting ready to feed Jalen Love to the slaughter when he gets in the ring with David Benavidez. Don't think for a second that Al Heyman is not a part of that deal. You know what I'm saying? Floyd doesn't do business without Al Heyman. Right? So Oscar De La Hoya is not interested in fucking with Al Heyman. He's not going to fuck with Floyd. Okay? So that's why I don't think this fight happens any damn way. Also, the zone is trying to get Tevin Farmer in there for Tank if Tevin Farmer defeats Joan O'Carroll. You see what I'm saying? So there's that route as well. So, and now, of course, that has nothing to do with Golden Boy, even though they're dealing with the zone. That's Matchroom. You know, Eddie Hearn has no problem fucking with Al Heyman. So That is the other route that we're going. So honestly, there's a lot of beef, there's a lot of commotion, there's a lot of niggas talking shit, but I don't think this fight goes down, bro. What do you think about it, man?
I agree with you 100%. This fight don't go down for a plethora of reasons. Okay. Number one, I hate to say this to y'all, but I'm gonna bring something to y'all attention. I'm gonna say some names, right? I'm gonna say Ryan Garcia. I'm gonna say Jojo Diaz. I'm gonna say Canelo. What do all of them have in common? Oh, they pretty boy Latinos. Okay. How about Francisco Vargas? No, he went through the fucking gauntlet. That nigga got his that nigga went through the gauntlet.
Yeah.
He went through the goddamn gauntlet. So bottom line is Ryan Garcia is only 20 years old. Ryan Garcia is an up-and-coming fighter. You don't want to put him. Oscar ain't gonna take that, even though Ryan Garcia is talking. Like Oscar don't care that Ryan Garcia is talking. He cool with Ryan Garcia talking, right? He's like, yeah, go ahead, man, keep talking. You know, but hold on, wait a minute. No, don't be throwing out offers. No, that's not your job, bro. No, wait a minute, vato. Órale, vato. ¿Por qué tú hablando sin conmigo? No tu trabajo. Man, look.
Oh man.
Bottom line is, man, you have a listen. I like what Ryan Garcia is doing, right? He's talking and he should talk, right? You're a fighter, okay? But the reality is, man, in no shape, form, or fashion, if you look at Ryan Garcia's last fight, the dude had a little trouble. He hasn't even won a minor title. You know, like he hasn't won a silver or a diamond or an international. He hasn't won none of those just yet, right? He's 20 years old. You still trying to build this kid up. You still trying to build his name. And I think what his last opponent was a cat named Breazeale Rodriguez.
Right. Yep.
Okay, so that was his, you know what I'm saying? So that was his last opponent, was a cat named Breazeale Rodriguez. So Oscar De La Hoya ain't gonna make this fight, not just for that, but Oscar make fights for two reasons. Number one, when he either feels his fight is ready or when it's beneficial to him from a financial standpoint. The reason why he let Canelo fight Floyd, he knew that was going to make a lot of goddamn money. Right. Because when it came to Eslani Lauda, he told Canelo, no, wait a minute. No, Canelo, please, Canelo, please don't take this, please. Canelo, no, you don't understand. You lose one more time, I'm done. I'm finished. My business gone. Canelo said, Canelo like, no, fuck this, man. This dude is talking shit to me. I ain't you. I gotta fight this motherfucker, right? So yeah. But anyway, you don't make this fight just yet. First thing you want to do is you got to see if Ryan Garcia can even. He's ranked number 4, but you got to see if Ryan Garcia can even beat a top 10 fighter first. Right. Like I think he hasn't fought a top 10 fighter. When he fought Jason Velez, Jason Velez wasn't even a top 10 fighter.
Nope. Jason Velez was a once highly touted prospect.
Yeah. But when Ryan Garcia fought him, no, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Exactly. See? Right. So it would not make good business sense to make that fight just yet. And on top of the fact that what Oscar would have to do is he would have to concede to everything that Floyd wants. Floyd did the right thing by trying to goat Ryan Garcia. Mm-hmm. That's why he talked to Ryan and not to Floyd. And not to Oscar. He just say, hey, Oscar, I tell you what, tell your boy I'll slack him. Because notice, Eddie Hearns was directing everything to Floyd. Right. Eddie Hearns was not talking to Devontae. He let Tank talk to Devontae. He talked Floyd. Right. Because he knows, he knows how it's ran. Well, Floyd is over there like, hey, look, hey, Ryan, check it out, bro. $200K. If you beat him, you get Devontae. Because Floyd knows that Ryan would be like, oh, hey, man, I want this fight. $200K, easy money. But like you said, when Ryan said, well, you tell you what, man, you got to give me $1 million. Ryan Garcia knew damn well
that ain't happening.
Nah,
bro.
Nah. So trust me, I'm with you, man. That fight is not happening no time soon. But it is good as a sort of a buzz, because the buzz actually did more for Ryan Garcia than it did for Tank Davis. Because Cats is on there talking about, man, Tank Davis murked this kid.
Oh
You know?
man, they were killing Ryan Garcia, bro. Like it was bad.
Dude,
Like,
I had cat talking about something, man. He don't even beat Brian Vasquez. Hell, I don't even think he beats Romero. Have you seen Romero? I'm like, man, he don't even beat the 7-0 dude.
Dang, dog. Yeah, it's, only thing I gotta say is, man, them 2 million followers you got on Instagram and them, however, I think it's like 160K on Twitter, man. That them niggas not backing you, bro.
No.
Like all them videos he be posting of his hand speed and shit, that shit ain't, and they not backing you, bro. They still think you getting knocked out in 3 rounds by Tank, man. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? But another thing, another ring I want to add before we go to the next one is, Ryan Garcia is going to be seen as a cash cow someday. You know what I'm saying? He's young, he's vibrant, he has skill. He's not a bad fighter. I think he's a good fighter, actually. There's a lot of guys that, if moved correctly, Ryan Garcia could end up fighting some very good names later on down the road in his career. He ends up beating those guys. He has an excellent resume en route to being a multi-division champion. That's the type of potential Ryan Garcia has. And I know Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya see that. So he's possibly going to be a cash cow down the line. Also, remember, there's a video out there on YouTube where Oscar De La Hoya was asked about Tank and Ryan Garcia a long time ago. It was about a year ago. And Oscar De La Hoya said right there on camera, nah, Tank is a beast, dog. No, Ryan Garcia is not fighting Tank. Y'all don't believe me? It's out there. Go Google it right now. It's on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? No, he's a beast. Ryan Garcia is not fighting Tank. He's not ready. This is exactly what De La Hoya said. So, it is what it is. De La Hoya's a smart guy. He knows that Ryan Garcia would be losing it all if he gets in the ring with a Tank Davis at this moment in time. I think it's a good fight, but I think Tank ends up beating him. I even think Devin Haney would beat him again. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney beat him as an amateur. I think he'd have no problem beating him again as a professional. It'd be a good fight, but he'd win. So again, it's a situation where they just need to go on and move him slowly. Oscar De La Hoya needs to sit him down and be like, "Look, bro, shut the fuck up, man. Calm down." You know what I'm saying? You out here, you out here in these streets looking stupid, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You in these streets?
I'm in these streets. Sit your little sweet ass down, bro. Hey, there's a video of him dancing.
Yeah.
I retweeted that. I said kind of suspect. You know what I'm saying? Leave that chat. Bo, what you got next for me, dog?
This one gonna make you mad because I know you wanted to take this one, but I gotta take it from you. So forgive me, Mr. Editor-in-Chief. But Claressa Shields is fighting Christina Hammer for the undisputed middleweight title. This is a big one. This is something we was going to see last year. Now, significantly enough, a while back when it was first announced, I probably would have went with Hammer. But let me say something. And my man Prodigy, back when it was Gods of Boxing, okay, he made a comment. That's how far back I go, right? He made a comment in the What's Hot segment. If y'all don't know. Got to dig in the crates right now.
Hell yeah.
He said, this is back when Shields was calling out Hammer back then. He made a statement. He said that if I'm Claressa Shields' people, I don't look to make that Hammer fight right now.
Yeah, you don't want to do it at that moment.
I don't want to do it right now. Yep. She needs to get that. She needs to come down and wait, get acclimated, have a couple fights. Now that Shields has came down, she has had some fights. She actually had a really tough fight with Hannah Gabriel. So now Shields know what she can do. She knows that if she can handle the pressure. She knows that she can get knocked down, get back up. Okay, she knows the difficulties of fighting a good, skillful fighter. Now she's dealt with it, so her confidence at a all-time high. And Christina Hammer, although she just came off a fight, but the opponent was a super subpar level opponent.
Right.
And she was out of the ring for a very long time. So in my honest opinion, this is advantage Claressa Shields. But I like this fight because whoever wins is going to be the second undisputed women's champion in in women's boxing. We're going to have two. But I like this fight. And I think Claressa and her team was very smart and immediately jumping on fighting Christina Hammer right after she just had this fight. They were very smart in making that move.
I agree. And this is the thing. This is the thing. If this fight was a year ago, I'd have been like, this is before she fought Hannah Gabriels, right? And she was calling for that fight back then. I'd have been like, hell nah, man. You're gonna get pieced up by Christina Hammer. You're gonna get pieced up, okay? And as he mentioned, it's something that I said it on my channel. I also said it on the podcast that we used to have. I actually went deep on that particular segment. I said, there's absolutely no way. And at that time, I think Claressa Shields had 4 fights. I said, there's no way that if I'm on her team, that I allow Claressa Shields to get in the ring with a pound-for-pound top 3 fighter, okay, who's been dominating the middleweight division for years to come, okay? So, for years past anyway. So, that's what I was saying back then. I said, give her a few more fights. I believe I said, if I'm not mistaken, I said she needs 10 fights. That's what I remember saying.
Yes, you did. You did say that. You said she needs at least 10 fights. I remember you right.
10 fights. Now, Claressa's at 8 fights, but she's progressed a lot better than I expected her to. So this is 4 fights later. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's the thing. I still believe that Claressa Shields wants to get into firefights with her opponents. That's going to be a bad situation if she's trying to do that against 24-0 Christina Hammer. Hammer is a masterclass boxer in the women's division. You know what I'm saying? She has a piston-like jab. I remember when I interviewed Claressa Shields, and she was like, yeah, she got an okay jab. I was like, no, Claressa. She has a great jab. you ain't gonna down talk her on this motherfucker right here. She has a great jab. You know what I'm saying? And Claressa said, well, yeah, I would like to see her hit me with it. Oh, she gonna hit you with it. You know what I'm saying? She gonna hit you with him. It's all about how you gonna respond to that. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to want to fight her, or are you going to be smart? Are you going to do what my man John David Jackson has been trying to get her to do? And this is from her own admission, that John David Jackson wants her to stop fighting with her heart and use more of her head, do more of her boxing ability, because she is a good boxer. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want her going in there and getting in the pocket, trying to slug with these girls, trying to knock them out. He doesn't want her to do that. And from her own admission, she's saying that John David Jackson is trying to get her to stop doing that so much. So is she going to listen when it comes to this kind of a fight of this magnitude? Because let's face it, Hannah Gabriels was good, but she's not a Christina Hammer.
No, she's not. She don't have the pop that Christina Hammer has.
Right. Tori Nelson was undefeated, but she's not Christina Hammer. Right. Nikki Adler was undefeated, but she's not Christina Hammer. if you catch my drift. You see what I'm saying? So there's going to be a lot that I believe that Claressa Shields is going to have to do some thinking, dig down deep and be like, what do I need to do to win this fight? And I think that if she does that properly and she executes the right game plan, I think she can beat Christina Hammer, but it's going to be a tough fight. I understand Hammer is not coming in here to lay down. She's been a champion for a long time, right? She's ruled the roost at middleweight for a long time. So it's a situation now where she's like, I'm not going to let this new bitch come up in here and beat me. You see what I'm saying? So also, the stakes are very high here. The winner becomes only the second women's undisputed champion in boxing and women's boxing history. The first, of course, is Cecilia Brækhus, who is still the current undisputed champion. No other undisputed champion in women's boxing has held all 4 belts but Cecilia Brækhus.
That's very true.
Okay, so this fight crowns the second undisputed champion in women's boxing history. The stakes are fucking high. So it's an excellent fight. It's a fight that I believe everybody needs to tune into, because it's a high stakes fight, but also it's going to be a highly intelligent fight. Okay, you got two girls in there. Claressa Shields don't knock a lot of people out. She's 8-0 with 2 knockouts. I believe Christina Hammer, right off the top of my dome, is like 24-0 with 15 knockouts, something to that degree, or 13 knockouts, something like that. She does. They don't knock a lot of people out. You know what I'm saying? But they are smart women, so it's going to be an intelligent fight. All right. So it's a fight that a lot of fans shouldn't miss, especially when these girls are going to make history. I can't wait to see it, dog.
I can't wait to see it because Claressa Shields is going to be at a huge disadvantage. I think Christina Hammer is taller than her, and she'll also have the longer reach. But I also think that, and you're right about this. See, Claressa Shields beats you with volume. She's in tremendous shape.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's going to beat you with volume.
Yeah.
Right. Christina Hammer, she's going to beat you with accuracy because of that jab. Like Christina Hammer don't waste punches. If she throws what she knows she can land. And a lot of people don't understand. Christina Hammer has better footwork than I think a lot of people is giving her credit for.
Oh, hell yeah.
She has better footwork. A lot of y'all giving her credit for. I've seen her get up against ropes and then slide left, slide right. I'm like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. But it's a good fight in my aspect because number one, Christina Hammer isn't coming in with no type of fear, no type of over emotion about this fight because she's been in this position before. This would be the first big fight of Claressa Shields' career. Right. Christina's been in this moment before. And also, Christina knows she gets under Claressa's skin.
Yeah.
She knows that. She knows she gets under her skin. Like when she got in that ring, Claressa's like, where's she at? I'll whoop your ass right there. She knows she gets under her skin. And to your point, is Claressa is young and she has that mind frame of I just want to get at you and whoop your ass. Mm-hmm. And that could be her downfall in this fight. Because if she boxes the way we've seen her box in the Olympics, if she boxes with 1 or 2 gold medals, okay, and you're absolutely, if she does that, if she boxes like she did when she realized, listen, I'm just not going to run over Hannah Gabriel. See, I got to really do some boxing. If she boxes like that, then it's in her advantage because she's a volume puncher.
Yep.
The better volume puncher than Christina. Christina Hammer is more of a she's kind of remind me like of Vladimir Klitschko. She don't like the waist punches. Well, Claressa Shields is a volume puncher.
Right.
And volume punches will always have fighters like Christina Hammer is not a volume punch, keep her hands at bay. So she can win just off that. So it's a very interesting fight, man. And in my honest opinion, is going to come down to who is able to stay the calmest and initiate their game plan the best.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
What you got, man? Prodigy, what you got for me, man?
All right, man. So the best fighter coming out of Scotland right now just reminded us why Adrien Broner is such a marketable fighter. You know what I'm saying? Now, this little interview came out maybe sometime last week, but we still trying to catch up on not having the podcast this past Thursday. So, this is on here. Josh Taylor was interviewed by Boxing Social. And, they basically asked him, what you think about Adrien Broner? And Josh Taylor, I'm a 2K translator because them UK cats, man. Listen, man, I like y'all, man. Y'all cool as fuck, but some of y'all corny, man, and y'all's insults and shit. Let me handle the insults. You know what I'm saying? He said some shit like, what'd he say, Bo? I'll give him a wee spanking. We don't say that around here, bro.
I give him a wee spanking.
Yeah, I was, I'm watching the video that's up on the Three Kings boxing page on Facebook. I'm watching the video as I'm editing it, and I'm like, man, I'm waiting on some you know what I'm saying? You don't want to come over here in Scotland, motherfucker. You come over here and you're gonna knock nigga head off, nigga. I'm waiting on that. But I hear I'd give him a wee spanking. Nah, bro. So we not we gonna 2K translate this, man. Basically,
snap. Wait a minute. Put your kids away. If you got it on speaker, put the earpiece in.
Basically, my man was like, so how do you feel about Adrien Broner, thinking that he won the Manny Pacquiao fight? Josh Taylor was like, who? Adrien Broner? I mean, who the fuck is that? And that's the guy that just fought Manny Pacquiao. Oh, that cat. Yeah. Man, this motherfucker's stupid, bro. I smacked fire out this motherfucker ass, man. Bring your ass over to Scotland. I heard you wanted to come to the UK. Yeah, nigga, what I'll do is I smack the shit out you, kiss your girl, and then give her back to you, motherfucker. That's what I'll do. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said, Bo. Did he not say that?
Yeah.
That's what he said, Bo.
Yes, he did. He did. He let him know, I come to Ohio.
Yeah.
Well, with my hand on your girl ass driving your car down the block.
Well, let's hold on a little bit. His wee spanking ass ain't coming nowhere near Ohio. That motherfucker get robbed on the streets. He be butt naked like my man in the basement on N2 Deep. You know what I'm saying? They have my man stripped butt ass naked sitting on that couch.
Oh man, hey, right. And Belly.
Yeah.
That's what up, man. Let me get you.
Yeah, it was Belly. My bad. I went in too deep. It was Belly. You're right. Yeah. It was Belly. But nah, man. But the on a serious note, the situation here is this, and a lot of people were asking us, you know, whenever we reported on a possibility of a Keith Thurman Adrien Broner fight happening, people were like, why does Adrien Broner still get mentioned in the possibility of big fights? Well, this right here just gave you a good answer, or at least the answer you're looking for, right? Adrien Broner has not been mentioning Josh Taylor, not that I know of. If you guys heard Adrien Broner mention Josh Taylor before this interview happened, let us know. But I don't think you're going to find that information. Okay, Adrien Broner is looking. He's really campaigning at 147, so he's looking at the guys there. He's trying to make money there, right? He's actually beyond a Josh Taylor. Regardless of the fact that you don't like him, and regardless of the fact that he doesn't have the skill set, he's beyond a Josh Taylor when it comes to popularity and the amount of money that he's going to be able to generate, right? So he's not thinking about a fucking Josh Taylor, and Josh Taylor's in the WBSS anyway, but he still mentions him, or at least the interviewer mentioned him, but Josh Taylor entertained it. So the interviewer, who is a part of the media, who is a part of the fan base, right? Those three things linked together. He mentioned Adrien Broner, and that's what we're talking about, marketability. These fans want to know what fighters think about Adrien Broner. These fans want to see Adrien Broner in fights with these tough guys so they get an opportunity to see him get his ass kicked again. They want to see that. Hell, they even want to see Adrien Broner's antics, even though they may say bad shit about it. Understand, a lot of these same motherfuckers that are sitting there talking about how Adrien Broner is an asshole, he's an idiot, he's a how do they say in the UK, he's a wanker, right? All that bullshit.
He's a bloody wanker.
Fucking wanker. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit, right?
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now on the Three Kings boxing page on Facebook, motherfuckers are still sharing and liking the November press conference with Manny Pacquiao, where he talked about Manny Pacquiao could be a taxi cab driver or some shit. And he was laughing stupidly on the stage. Yeah. That shit happened in November. The fight's already happened, and cats are still liking and sharing that fucking interview or that press conference. So that's how much they are drawn to the antics and the controversy that Adrien Broner brings. All of that equals up to high marketability value, dog. And that's why Adrien Broner continues to get his name mentioned in big fights, regardless of the fact that he's 6-4 in his last 10. You know, his last 3, he's like 0-2-1 or some shit like that. It doesn't matter. His name is still high value. And that interviewer and Josh Taylor just reminded us. What do you think about that, man?
It goes back. You know, let me. Okay, I'm gonna do something that I normally don't do, but I'm finna do it, right? Okay. I told y'all before that y'all gonna pay to watch me. Okay, that's what it is. Brush my hair, AB about billions. No matter what I do, y'all gonna watch me. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter if I win. I'm all about that money. All right. So people catch talking about me in the UK, catch talking about AB all over social media. AB baby, y'all know what it is. And that's exactly, he's absolutely
right.
He's absolutely right. Because here you have a guy that's in a division and he's not in, that he can't even really get to him, even if you want to, because he's in the WBSS tournament, like you said, talking about Adrien Broner, because why? He is marketable. And if Josh Taylor can get his name mentioned next to Broner, or even get Broner to even say something about Josh Taylor, saying something about Broner, that's a plus for Josh Taylor.
Right.
And he knows that. They know that. That's why they did it. And let's just say that Broner says, all right, well, I tell you what, after you win that tournament, bro, meet me at 145.
Right.
That fight get made. Y'all gonna check, especially if Josh Taylor either wins the tournament or he, you know, or he loses in the final matchup. Oh man, y'all gonna tune in.
Right.
Y'all gonna tune in. Y'all gonna tune in and watch it. So, man, you know, it's a shame that you know, because at this point in Adrien Broner's career, man, you can definitely tell he's just being used as a name for Cat's resume now.
That's all it is. That's why we believe that the Keith Thurman fight is a good fight for Keith Thurman. It's a nice tune-up.
Yeah.
Just saying, bro. It's a nice tune-up.
Because, you know, the reality is nobody really seen outside of Marcos Maidana, nobody really seen Broner get beat. Like Marcos beat. I've never seen nobody beat Broner like Marcos Maidana did.
Right. Well, okay. I'm gonna say this. I think the Mikey Garcia loss was much more definitive than Marcos Maidana. I felt like Adrien Broner won a lot of rounds against Marcos Maidana, dog. But the 2 knockdowns, you know, actually hurt him. Yeah. I felt if he didn't get knocked down in that fight, we would have been looking at a close fight. But Mikey Garcia, he motherfucker got drugged.
Well, the reason
why 1 to 12.
I don't mention Mikey because Mikey, that's a pound for pound. Like nobody saw Marcos Maidana doing that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, Mikey Garcia doing you like, hey man, come on, Adrien, because all you going off is your athleticism. This is the most technically sound ring IQ fighter that there is right now. Boxing, you know, one of them. There's like 3 or 4 of them, and he's up there with them 3 or 4 that I'm talking about.
Right.
So nobody saw that Marcos Maidana one, man. But I'm, you know, it's sad because this is a former 4-division world champion we're talking about. Yes, the WBA regular makes him a world champion, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
So,
you know, the funny thing is, I'll never forget. You know, back in 2011, 2012, I was telling my wife, yo, there's this motherfucker in the ring, man. Nigga be brushing his hair and shit. Nobody beating that cat, man. Yo, I seen him. He hit the nigga with a left hand. As soon as the dude was falling down, he brushed his hair. I saw it. I see brushed his hair at the same time, threw a left hook. You know what I'm saying? I was tripping. It's kind of like Anselmo Moreno. I'll never let that go when Abner Mares fucked that up for me. Right? And I was in these streets talking about Anselmo Moreno was Floyd Mayweather Jr.
All right, well,
you know what I'm saying?
Your boy both gonna make a small confession.
Yeah.
Because my man 2K made one, I'm gonna make one because, you know, that's how we roll over here. You know what I'm saying? One do something, the other one got to do it. I was so hyped on 8B, nigga. I went out and bought a brush and I ain't got no hair.
Oh, damn.
I went out and got a wave brush, my dog, and I ain't even have no goddamn hair.
Damn. Woo, it's a whole lot of shit in the closet, man. Whole lot of shit in the closet. But there was a time, man, you know, like my man Bo, there was a time we thought Adrien Broner was going to be that next dude. I never thought he would be as good as Floyd Mayweather, but I thought he was going to be the next top popular guy in the sport because of his antics and what he was doing to cats, you know, down at 130 and 135. But when he skipped 140, I said it. Yeah. I said it. When he beat Gavin Reese and said, I'm going to 147, I was like, yo, it's over. He about to take his first loss. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the rest is history. So it is what it is, man. Let's move on to the next one. Adrien Broner is so depressing. It's ridiculous. What you got on the docket for me next, man?
All right, man. On the docket that I got for you next, man, is something that I'm happy to talk about. Tevin Farmer. And the reason why I'm talking about this because, again, go to 3 Kings Boxing. I wrote an article about the 126-pound division. And this is important to me because to what Tevin Farmer is saying about what's going on in his division, he's absolutely correct. Now, Tevin Farmer is out there telling everybody, look, man, I want me a unification matchup. I'll even fight that dude, Andrew Conceal. And they like, well, that won't be for a unification. I don't give a damn. because you know that's a regular title, right?
Right.
You know, and normally the organizations don't let their champions do unification matchups for the regular title, right? But he just like, man, I don't give a damn. I want me a unification, man. You got all these dudes over here holding these goddamn belts, man. I can't get no damn play. You know what I'm saying? I'm being treated like a, you know, I'm being treated like a damn stepchild over here. You know, you got Gervonta Davis, he don't want no smoke. You got Miguel Burchell, you know, well, he's injured, but I mean, he about to fight Miguel Roman. I wanted that smoke. And then you got Masayuki Ito, you know, over there. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even looking my way. I feel disrespected. I want me a motherfucking unification matchup. All right. And I feel him on that because he's 100% correct. He's absolutely right. There's been no moves on nobody's part, okay, to make a unification matchup. The same thing at 120 goddamn 6, which don't make no sense to me when two of the motherfuckers holding belt at 126 is without Heyman, but that's let me calm down.
Oh,
okay.
man. All
right.
day. I can go all day on that dude, man.
Yeah, because we got a cat. We're gonna talk about one of the motherfuckers in a minute. Then we're gonna bring what the fuck he talking about fighting. Then you got the cat who said that he gonna fight more than once a year. Well, I'll believe that shit when I see it, motherfucker. But anyway, so Tevin Farmer is absolutely right. Listen, Tevin Farmer has an old school mentality. And I like guys with that mentality, which is he really is looking to fight. He ain't just talking. Listen, this is a dude that when he didn't have a belt, showed up in Gervonta Davis's face.
Sure did. What fight was that?
Oh man, don't touch me and walk away. You know that old shit motherfucker pull. Like, hold me back, dog.
Shit these young niggas do today. Yeah, these little niggas do that today, bro. What fight was that? Vasily Lomachenko versus who?
Because they were Miguel Mariano.
Okay, that's what it was. I remember that. Miguel Mariano.
Yep. Okay, so I like that attitude, and I agree with him 100%, man. Listen, we need some clarity at these divisions to find out who really is the best, who really is the top guy. And I have no problem with Tevin Farmer, because somebody even said something about, nobody won't smoke with Breazeale, and Tevin Farmer was like, yeah, well, I beat his ass too. And you listen, when you have the fighter's mentality, that's what you're supposed to say. Don't be hating on Farmer for this. He's supposed to say, because Gervonta Davis told him get a belt, we'll talk. Well, Gervonta, he got your former goddamn belt. He didn't just get a belt. He got the motherfucker your ass law.
Word up. Exactly, bro.
Which means that he was coming for you in the first place.
Exactly.
See? So
exactly.
I mean, H2K, man, what's your take on this, bro?
It's a how do I put it? He's making 130 look a little bit better. There's a glimmer of hope, a one ray of sunshine shining on junior lightweight. That's what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? One ray of sunshine, maybe two rays, because Miguel Breazeale did say he wants to unify too. But Golden Boy makes it difficult to do unifications at junior lightweight. But especially with Tank being the WBA super, you got Masayuki Ito, who's got a co-promotional deal with Top Rank over on ESPN. Then you got Tevin Farmer, who is on the zone with Matchroom, so that could happen there. Miguel Breazeale, Tevin Farmer, right? But I feel like Eddie Hearn is moving Tevin Farmer a different direction, more the whole UK circuit. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he fought Francisco Fonseca, but before that was James Tennyson. Now it's whack-ass Jono Carroll. Ew. Isn't that the cat? Hey, Bo, ain't that the cat that lost to the French cat? But they called it a draw. I don't even remember the French dude's name. Something Frenois. It doesn't.
They call it. They call that. You talking about that dude? Was it Vucili?
I don't know.
I know you. No. Frenois.
Yeah,
Frenois. Yeah, Total Carroll. Yeah.
The point is, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? The fight shouldn't be happening. If you're gonna fight somebody, fight the Frenois character, because he rightfully beat the shit out of Jono Carroll. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the only reason why Jono Carroll gets the shot is because Tevin Farmer and Jono Carroll have been going back and forth on social media. So now they feel like the fight's marketable enough where motherfuckers are gonna watch it. No, they're not. Jono Carroll he's a nobody and looked bad in his last fight. They're not gonna get no damn publicity off this fight. You know what I'm saying? So It seems to me Eddie Hearn is moving Tevin Farmer a different direction, kind of like he already knows Tevin Farmer is a bit limited and he probably can't beat a Tank or a Miguel Breazeale. Hell, I don't think he beats Masayuki Ito either, to be honest with you. So I feel like Eddie Hearn knows this, bro. So he's kind of moving him slowly in a different direction. But if Tank, and we mentioned this before, and we've also got Jolene Mazzone on record twice saying that if the fighter wants to fight, the team has to oblige that fighter's wishes, especially if he's steadfast on that. If Tank is steadfast on trying to do a unification bout sometime this year or early next year, And he's serious about it to the point where he's like, hey, I'll fucking break the contract. If it gets to that point, Eddie Hearn has to oblige. And the only one that he can make it with, unless they make some type of deal where they can do some type of network split with Tank and Showtime and Tevin Farmer and DAZN, the only one they could do it with is Miguel Burchell and Golden Boy. And Burchell beats the shit out of Tank, in my opinion. So, but I do like the fact that he's mentioning it because, you know, let me say this, man, and it's going to be real quick. A lot of people are upset with boxing in the state that it's in today. But to me, you know, with us being behind the scenes and we're seeing a lot of different things unfold before a lot of the fans actually see it, it seems to me that there's a lot of fighters out there that want to unify. Alexander Gavazic just said, hey, man, I want to unify next. You know what I'm saying? Sure did. In women's, you got Katie Taylor. Hey, I'm trying to be undisputed. You see what I'm saying? Tevin Farmer's talking about unification. Josh Warrington's talking about unification. Leo Santa Cruz, we'll get to him, is talking about unification.
Josh Warren was trying to get out his Mando to fight a unification fight.
Absolutely. Oscar Valdez is talking unification.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We got a lot of fighters that are out there saying, hey, I want to fucking unify. So the problem is you got these politics between the networks and the promoters, all that type of shit that we already know about. That's what kind of stops these things from happening. So if we can come to some type of, if the fighters can get their teams to understand, hey, I'm talking legacy right now. Give me the legacy to find a fight. And this is actually what the fans are going to want. We can get the money on the back end. If they can get their teams to understand that, we can have a hell of a lot of fights happening in the next couple of years. And they could be some good unification matchups. But like I said, this is just another glimmer of hope, a ray of sunshine at 130. Hopefully, man, we can get something out of it. Who knows?
Yeah, you know, in a perfect world, well, I can't even say that. Back in the day, because it was we used to have the ideal world, right? Back in the day, when you didn't have all of these belts and all these sanction bodies were being greedy with their sanctioning fees because of the amount of money and blase Skippy and so forth involved, it was like there was the allure of making these fights was more profitable versus the allure of not making the fights.
Right.
See, and they know that. So I agree with you 100%. Even if you don't agree with who all Tevin Farmer can or cannot beat, you know, because I listen, I think Tevin Farmer can beat Masuki Ito. Now Burchell is a whole different animal. He's a whole different animal because this is a dude that can box and punch. Okay, so that's a whole different animal, right? And then styles make fights, as me and my man always talk about. Tevin Farmer will have lapses in the ring where he's focusing on too much on being defensive instead of offensive. And a guy like Burchell, he's an offensive machine.
Well, shit, there's that, and that motherfucker, like after round 7, sits in the pocket.
Yes.
So that's where I think he loses to Ito. Ito's too smart. He'll beat the shit out of Tevin when he's sitting in that pocket.
Yeah.
Ask Christopher Diaz.
And that's off the gip, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. So, yeah, I agree with you. But look, Tevin Farmer mind frame, I like it, regardless of whether he beats him or not. He wants. Listen, he's a champion that want to prove that. Listen, I'm the dude at this division, and ain't nothing wrong with that. And I wish these other dudes had that mindset. I wish the other dudes had that mindset. So yeah. I guess what we'll wind. I mean, after Joan O'Carroll, I wouldn't be surprised we see him fight Jamal Herring or something.
Oh
like that.
Man, I don't know where Jamal Herring is ranked in the IBF, but that's a good point.
He's in the top 10.
He's in the top 10. Okay,
well, he's in the top 10. I know because I remember when they canceled the Ito fight, and we wrote that article about that. I know from writing the article that he was only ranked in the top 10 and only one sanctioned fight. That was IBF.
Right. Well, the problem with that is he's with Top Rank. So I don't see Tevin Farmer fighting him. I see Tevin Farmer fighting another English motherfucker after this, man. Or somebody, another guy that, you know, is a part of Matchroom or some small promotional company out in the UK, or some other small contender that's ranked that nobody knows, like Fonseca was. We know Fonseca fought Tank, and Tank knocked him out. But, you know, like James Tennyson came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. You're right. That's true.
If we didn't know anything about Joan O'Carroll's beef on Twitter, he would have came out of nowhere. Shit, actually, he has come out of nowhere to a lot of fans. They don't know who Jono Carroll is. You know what I'm saying? Only reason why we know is because we have 3kingsboxing.com. That's why we know who the fuck Jono Carroll is. So he's bringing fighters out of nowhere to fight Tank. I mean, Tevin. So that's what I think is gonna happen next. But
I agree with you, man. Prodigy, man, what you got for us, man?
Yo, we actually touched on it a little bit, man. We winded down the topics. Your boy Leo Santa Cruz.
Man,
hey man,
hold on, man. Don't worry, man. Why he got it? I know I'm part Latino. Why you got to give me the whole Latino?
Man, y'all motherfuckers running a unit. Y'all running a unit. You know what I'm saying? Man, let me say, man, listen, man. So, okay. I didn't watch the fight. Leo Santa Cruz versus Rafael Rivera. Didn't watch the fight, and that was by choice. That shit was by choice. I didn't want to see no damn. Who the fuck is Rafael Rivera? I know him, people, but I'm just saying. Listen, man. One thing about PBC, and I spoke about this earlier. PBC is excellent. They're excellent for boxing. The problem is they have a bad time, from what I've seen, at least in the last two situations. Okay, let's just put it that way. You got Tank and you got Leo Santa Cruz. They have a bad time getting good replacement fighters. Okay. Rafael Rivera should have never been in a ring with a Leo Santa Cruz, especially for the WBA super title. Hugo Ruiz definitely shouldn't have been in a ring with a Tank Davis for the WBA super title. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They have a bad time at getting these replacement fighters. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to watch this fight. We already knew it was going to happen. Now, people tried to make a lot out of nothing. You know, they were like, oh, man, it was a good fight. You know, this, that, boom, boom, yada, yada, yada. I disagree. I heard about it. People were like, bro, it was a one-sided fight. Rafael Rivera was game, but it was still a one-sided fight. And it should have been. Leo Santa Cruz is on a different level. So we get this shit out the way. And remember, last year, again, if you follow 3kingsboxing.com, we talked about how Gary Russell Jr. and Leo Santa Cruz were almost about to have a deal set on the undercard of Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder December 1st, right? Yes. But there wasn't enough time. They couldn't come to an agreement in enough time to where they could have a full training camp and both fighters would be 100% before that date. So they called off the negotiations, okay? So after this fluke of a fucking fight that happened this past weekend, I'm like, okay, let's talk Gary Russell. Now, Gary Russell's talking about I'm going to fight more than once a year, right? That's what Bo mentioned earlier. The shit made me halfway laugh and shit. But you know what I'm saying? He said he going to fight more than once a year. So I'm thinking, all right, well, fuck it, man. Let's talk some Leo Santa Cruz, Gary Russell Jr. Even if Gary Russell Jr. is not ready yet, he can get a tune-up. But we can get negotiations set for possibly, a September bout, right? September, October bout. This motherfucker, Leo Santa Cruz, said, yeah, I want to unify, but if not, I want to get a third fight with Carl Frampton. Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me?
That's vintage.
Nobody want to see no damn Carl Frampton versus Leo Santa Cruz 3? What? Bruh, hold on. Didn't maybe, Bo, I'm getting a little older. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a little older, bro. Sometimes my memory doesn't work the way that it normally works. Didn't Carl Frampton lose to Josh Warrington just recently?
Lose? You being kind with the lose, but yeah, man, he got that ass served to him.
Okay, I just want to make sure. 34 years old, man. Shit, I got 3 kids. Shit happens. And sometimes you lose your fucking memory sometimes. It is what it is. I could have sworn it happened. Bo, thank you for telling me, man. He lost. Why the fuck are we trying to make that fight again? I don't want to hear Carl Frampton's name unless he's fighting somebody like Scott Quigg. That's the only time I want to hear his fucking name again. He should not be mentioned in the elites right now because he's not elite right now. He needs to rebuild himself right now. Okay, if he's going to continue his career.
True.
Leo Santa Cruz needs to either be doing one or two things: fucking unifying or moving up to 130, like he said, his dad said they want to do. Okay?
Mm.
Those are the only two things I want to hear from Leo Santa Cruz. I'm tired of seeing Leo Santa Cruz in fights I don't want to fucking see him in. To be realistic with you, I didn't want to see him fight Carl Frampton the first time.
Mm.
I don't want to see that, because what we were supposed to see was Carl Frampton versus Guillermo Rigondeaux. Because Carl Frampton was like, yeah, you know, talking all greasy and shit in the UK. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, about fight Scott Quigg. I'm going to fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? Once I beat Scott Quigg, I'm going to go to the motherfucking US of A, and we're going to see who the real jackal is. That was his words.
Yep.
But instead he said, oh, well, Rigo's boring. I have a family to feed. Hey, let's fight Leo Santa Cruz. I didn't want to see that. All right? And then when they had the rematch, the first fight was pretty good. So the rematch was okay, but I didn't want to see that either. I wanted to see Gary Russell in the fucking mix. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see Oscar Valdez in the fucking mix. All right? But they had the rematch. Leo Santa Cruz won convincingly.
Yeah.
All right? Now let's move on. Carl Frampton looked bad against a Mexican fighter. Then he ended up beating Patty Barnes or somebody of that nature. I don't remember. But he beat somebody of that nature. And then he looked bad against Josh Warrington. Got his ass whooped pretty badly.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him fight Leo Santa Cruz anymore. I'm tired of that fucking matchup. I want to see Leo Santa Cruz, Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz, the winner of Josh Warrington. My man, what's my man's name, dog? Forgot his name.
Kid Galahad.
Thank you, sir. Kid Galahad. Or Gary Russell Jr., Oscar Valdez. Leo Santa Cruz, Oscar Valdez. No one else. Or move up to 130. That's it. What do you think about this, man?
You know the thing about it is Leo Santa Cruz is 36-1-1, right? And surprisingly enough, when you look at Leo Santa Cruz's resume, guys, there's a lot of fluff there.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And I do mean a lot of fluff.
There's a lot of fat bitch there, but go ahead. There's a lot of rolls and you know what I'm saying, and love handles there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a lot of fluff there. But I'm not surprised. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not surprised by this. Because when for whatever reason, they didn't keep going through with that Gary Russell fight, I knew this was gonna happen. Because remember now, because some people are gonna try to make the case, he's just trying to fulfill a promise, because Leo Santa Cruz told Carl Frampton, if you fight me the second time, I'll give you a third fight in your, in your backyard of Ireland, right? And then Leo Santa Cruz reneged on that. Now, I wasn't surprised he reneged on that, right? Because this is the same Leo Santa Cruz that when Oscar De La Hoya announced that we're gonna start negotiating to make the Rigondeaux fight, all of a sudden Oscar got this phone call. Yeah, yes, hello, yeah, Oscar De La Hoya, yes, who is it? Well, hello, Oscar, yes, oh yes, this is the secretary for Mr. Al Heyman. Yeah, Leo Santa Cruz contract has just been bought out. Thank you, sir. Click.
That's pretty much how it went down, too.
That's pretty much how it went down, right? So I'm not surprised by this move by Leo Santa Cruz, because this is the dare I say, this is the Angel Garcia frame of mind thinking of Leo Santa Cruz, which is, why should I take a tough fight when I can take a lesser fight and get paid? Because contrary to what everybody want to say, he got $1 million to fight Rafael Rivera.
Oh, geez.
Who only got $25K.
Damn, I got more than that in my bank account.
Motherfucker, I blew more than that in Vegas.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, I've blown more than that. Plenty. Yeah, you're right about that.
I've blown that kind of shit on her. Let me stop, because somebody might hear this and start checking my. I forgot I got people around here. They got their ears open and their hands out. They might be checking.
Exactly. My bank account's not even my primary money place, man. That's the tertiary, or whatever the third one is. You know what I'm saying?
It's my play money. My bank has my play money.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, and and this guy got 25K. So Leo Santa Cruz is like, well, I got $1 million. Carl Frampton just lost. He looks vulnerable. I got $1 million. Well, man, let's look at making this Carl Frampton fight. Maybe I can get another $1 million in another fight that I have a higher percent chance of winning. So you're absolutely right. This is some bullshit because think about it. You just come out of a negotiations of a fight with another champion, and as soon as you win, you telling me the only name that hit your goddamn head was a motherfucker that just took an L?
Mm.
Right. What type of shit is this?
Right.
But Leo Santa Cruz, I hate to say this, but Leo Santa Cruz, and a lot of y'all gonna get mad, and it is what it is. Leo Santa Cruz has never shown me he has that fighter's fucking mentality.
Right.
He's never shown me that.
I agree.
Okay. I'm not saying he won't fight and he's scared. I'm just saying that he's shown me he's more of a business mind than a fighter's mind.
Right.
And that's what this is. He's looking at this as a money thing. I can fight Carl Frampton because Carl Frampton is still a name and he's still popular. Okay. So pretty much what he said to himself was, instead of fighting the dude holding the belt, I'll fight the motherfucker that lost. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, I want sloppy seconds. That's what the fuck he said. You know, with his fat bitch fluffed ass resume. Oh, you know what? I take sloppy seconds. That's exactly what the fuck he said, man.
I mean, I listen, man. He did preface it with, I want a unification bout, but that's just not the right secondary option to mention. You don't say I want a unification bout or the motherfucker that just lost. No, exactly. You don't say that, bro. You got to say, or I'll move to 130, even if you don't mean it. Your dad has already came out and said that that's what they're looking at doing next. So just say, oh, I'll move to 130. You know what I'm saying? Or just leave it at that. You don't even need to have a secondary option. I want a unification bout. Drop the mic, go the fuck home.
Dude, I would have been okay if he just said, I want a unification fight or I'll fight Kanzu.
Right.
I'd have been okay if he just said that. I want a unification fight or I'll fight Kanzu.
Good point. Good point.
I'd have been okay if he even said that.
Kanzu is he WBA regular?
Yes.
Yeah, good point.
Just won and looked good.
Yeah, looked real good, actually. The fight that we didn't think he was gonna win.
Because you talking about some going to 130, dog. Unless you talking about some fighting some like Tevin Farmer or something like that. You okay?
I actually like that fight. But all right, man. What you got for me next, Bo?
All right, man. I thought, oh no, you did that. All right, cool. So, yes, this one right here feels good to say. Rob Brant wants Canelo.
Hey, give it to him. Fuck it.
Do we 2K based off what we saw last night?
Hey man, he's a WBA regular champion. I said give it to him. Fuck it. Hey, never mind the fact that he leans his chin over his front foot. Never mind that. Which means
I thought he was about to kiss the canvas. Yo,
kiss
the canvas? What the fuck is he doing?
That shit, yo, that flaw right there makes him 100%. No, that's not enough. 1,000%. No, that's not enough either. 1,000,000% susceptible to a Canelo Alvarez counter right uppercut all night long for as long as that fight lasts, bro.
Yeah.
You put that chin over that front foot, you're going to get that bitch knocked right back behind it. You know what I'm saying? So, regardless of the volume is good. I like his volume. High volume. That's excellent. 1,000 punches a fight. That's excellent.
Yeah.
But what comes with high volume comes with the ability to get your ass countered. So,
boy, did that happen a lot.
Yo, the dude, I don't know the dude's name, but Yankarasov. I fucked his name up. But he actually he looked bad, then he looked good, then he got knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But the times where he looked good, you're right. He was countering the fuck out of him, you know, and it actually slowed him down a little bit. He actually threw less punches in this fight than he did against Ryota Murata. You see what I'm saying? That's because the opponent actually fucking fought back. Murata didn't fight back, and he admitted that. He said, man, I didn't do enough. He admitted it. Was actually on the brink of retirement because of it and came back. You see what I'm saying? The mother got semi-retired and came back, you know? So Canelo Alvarez is not going to be that. He's actually going to fight back. And he's actually going to be landing very accurate punches because of the openings that, what's his name? Rob Brant is going to be giving Canelo. Bro, this is a bad situation, man. Hey, listen. He wants it. He's a WBA regular champion. Therefore, he is in position to get it. I can't say don't give it to him. He should have it. What do you think, man?
I say don't give it to him. I say don't give it to him. I'm going to tell you why. You don't fight a Canelo Alvarez with that flaw. You got to fix that flaw. Yeah. And you don't fix that flaw in one training camp because of the way he does it, right? So it's hard to say not to give it to him because here's the reality is Rob Brant, outside his chin, he has other flaws. Like when he's volume punching you, he's stepping, and when he steps, he don't know how to step and space his legs. He's stepping like he's walking, meaning his legs are side by side. So that creates a balance issue. If y'all notice, some of the time when he missed, he would flop into the ropes and all that because that's the balance issue. You're never supposed to be punching, trying to walk. You're actually supposed to take small steps forward, small steps back. Right. Okay. He was trying to walk. Literally, dog. He was trying to walk and punch. Yep. Okay. That's a bad trait with a cat like Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is an excellent counter puncher. So that volume punching and because a couple of times the way he would throw, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it was me, he throws the straight right hand kind of oddly.
Oh, yeah, he does. Absolutely.
Okay, I thought it was just me. I'm like, he throws it kind of oddly. So with a cat like Canelo Alvarez, whose ring IQ has drastically improved since the Floyd Mayweather fight, whose ring awareness has improved, whose boxing skills has improved, and he's always been a good counter puncher and a good body puncher.
Yeah.
With that flaw that he has, you don't put him in with the Canelo because that what that flaw also does, my man didn't mention, I'm shocked, is it takes you longer to reset when you lean too far with your chin over your knee. It takes longer for you to set up your punches. That's the reason why he has to be a volume punching, because the first two is not going to land. It's going to be that 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it takes you longer to set it up. So I say don't give it to him because it could turn out to be a bad situation for him.
Turn out it will be.
You know, I mean, we could be talking some Rocky Fielding type stuff here.
Yeah,
I'm just being honest.
Hey, listen, man. He did lose to Jurgen Bremer.
Oh man, but you know, I think that was more the moment that got him because he didn't throw any punches in Jurgen Bremer, dog.
Well, then that tells me he's got mental issues.
Yeah, because he didn't throw any punches in that fight. And what's crazy was he wasn't doing that leaning over his knee like that either in that fight.
Well, that's because he wasn't exerting himself in that fight.
That's true too.
See, that's what he's doing. He's exerting himself to the point where he's trying to overwhelm his opponent. That he's got all these flaws spilling out of his pocket into the fucking ring. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening.
Spilling out his pocket, dog.
This shit just falling out his pocket like loose change, bro. Yeah. Like loose change and underneath your goddamn seat in the car, nigga. That's what the fuck was happening. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm telling you, bro. Like listen, man. I agree with you. Don't think that I don't. The problem is when you're the champion, what are you expected to do?
You're right. You know what? I'll say this. I'm glad that's what he's looking at as a champion. I'm glad he ain't looking like some cats that was a WBA champion saying stuff like, well, it doesn't matter as long as they call me champion. That's okay.
Yeah, right. Right. Like somebody said a while back, we won't bring up old shit though. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's good that he's saying that. But
so yeah. Well, what do you got next for us, Prodigy, man?
Man, your boy, my man. This motherfucker is probably one of the best rollerbladers of all of boxing history, bro.
I know you're talking about.
Yo, I've never seen I never seen a motherfucker punch and rollerblade at the same time, bro. And he almost falls every time, but he ends up on his feet. Dillian Whyte, aka Rollerblade Whyte. Oh man, hold on,
bro.
Oh shit. He's been now. This is last week's news, but again, we're trying to talk about shit that we were going to talk about last Thursday. The WBC orders Dillian Whyte versus Dominic Breazeale for their interim title. Now, of course, Dillian Whyte has been all up in the news, possibly getting ready to sign a deal with PBC, possibly. He had talked about fighting Dillian Whyte last month. There's a possibility that fight could happen. Now the WBC has ordered it in an attempt to basically clear up their mandatory situation, saying, hey, the winner of this fight will 100% absolutely be the guy that may get the opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder next. Okay? Now, in my opinion, I think this fight is overdue, well overdue.
Oh, man.
I feel like they should have fought back when Dillian Whyte knocked out what's his name?
Lucas Lucas Brown?
Before that, he knocked Robert Hell Anus.
Yeah, right.
My man Hell Anus.
Robert Hell Anus.
When he knocked out Hell Anus. You know what I'm saying? I believe that got him the silver title. Put him up there in the rankings. One of the two, I can't remember. I think he got him the silver title.
No, he got him the silver title.
Okay, so at that point, he should have been the guy. Then they had Dominic Breazeale beat Ngannou. When he beat Ngannou, they said, okay, Breazeale is going to be the mandatory for Deontay Wilder.
Yep.
So when they said that, and then they had Dillian Whyte holding one of those minor titles, at that moment in time, that fight should have happened. Okay, now, of course, you got PBC, Eddie Hearn, blah, 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 yada, yada. That's why the fight didn't happen. Eddie Hearn was trying to keep Dillian Whyte in place, trying to get him in there to fight Deontay Wilder as a way to, from what he says, help build the fight with an Anthony Joshua unification or undisputed matchup, whatever. That's why that fight was never talked about. That's why the fight didn't happen. But I feel like it should have happened back then. But they're doing it now. It's a situation, like I said, it's long overdue. I like the fight. I think Dillian Whyte wins by knockout. Hopefully he takes it. Hopefully they come to an agreement. What do you think about this, man?
I actually definitely like this fight because for the first time since fighting Anthony Joshua, he's fighting and of course you guys can say, well, he fought Joseph Parker, but Joseph Parker was coming off of a loss to Anthony Joshua. So I like this fight because since fighting Anthony Joshua, he's fighting another big young heavyweight. Okay, because let's keep it real, man. Fighting Derek Chisora, fighting Robert Hell Anus, fighting Lucas Brown, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Y'all was going down that HMO list like a motherfucker, right?
Hell yeah, you're right about that.
Okay.
You're right about that.
I like it. I definitely think I think this Dillian Whyte, and I agree with you. I think this Dillian Whyte has improved so much, so drastically. Physically and from a mental standpoint, he's improved so much, so drastically. Because think about this: he had a hard fight in there with Derek Chisora, but he fights him a second time. He knocks him out.
Knocks him the fuck out. And Derek Chisora actually looked better in training camp for this fight than he did the first one.
Yeah. Okay. even in there with Joseph Parker, he had to hold on because Joseph Parker almost finished him in that last round. He had to hold on. But hell, even in there against Joseph Parker, he looked it better.
Yeah.
Right? So, hell, even when he knocked out Lucas Brown and the way he knocked him out was even better. So I definitely think I'm not very high on Dominic Breazeale. I'll just be honest. So I'm not trying to rag on him. I'm just not very high on Dominic Breazeale. And the one time Dominic Breazeale stepped up, he got the shit beat out of him.
I'll rag on the motherfucker. I thought he was worse than fucking what's his name? Gerald Washington.
Man, he stepped up and got the listen. Joshua beat him so bad. Joshua beat him and then said, now go put your bra on and get the hell out of the UK.
Oh, damn.
Go put that bra on and get the hell out of the UK.
Damn. Hell yeah, he should have brought a bra to the ring.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm just gonna tell y'all something. This is I have a problem with Dominique Breazeale, and I'm gonna tell y'all what my problem is. I've never revealed this to nobody, so this is the first. When you're a man, there are certain things you don't ever let nobody fuck with. Okay, you can put them in your own priorities. There's your family, there's your money, and then the third one can be whatever else you want. Dominique Breazeale, you're already a goddamn fighter, right? You're a fighter in the heavyweight division. You're already a fighter, right? You pop shit to Joshua, then you want to shake his hand afterwards. I don't know what the fuck that shit was about. You don't pop shit, didn't want to shake a hand. You pop shit and hold on to that shit you popped.
Right.
That's one. But that situation with Deontay Wilder and his brother, when they said something and he came out talking about something, they was challenging him and talking shit to him and all of this, and Wilder came out of him, and I was with my kids, I was with my family, and my family, my kids felt bad, all this, to the point where you filed a lawsuit. You need your motherfucking ass whooped, boy. The fuck you calling suing a motherfucker for talking shit and all that? You supposed to told your wife and kids, y'all go out and get in the car, daddy'll be right the fuck back. That what you supposed to have told them.
Win, lose, or draw, man.
Win, lose, I'll be right the fuck back. Hell, motherfucker, if you had the kind of wife me and 2K got, they'd have told the kid, no, you get in the car, and they'd have rolled their hair up, and y'all have been fighting side by goddamn side. All right? But the bottom line is, I have a problem when your job is, as a fighter, is to fight. Instead of saying, all right, motherfucker, send me a contract, I'll fight. You went to court to try to sue this motherfucker for that. And that pissed me the fuck off. Yeah. And that's why I have a problem with Dominique Breazeale.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's kind of soft. And that's what, I mean, we knew this fight a few fights back. The Anthony Joshua fight was where it became the most prevalent, right? Mm-hmm. We could see clearly that he was a soft.
Hell, he was having his ass with about Amir Mansour before Mansour just had to stop fighting.
Yeah. Him and Gerald Washington lost to Amir Mansour, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He would have lost to Amir, but Gerald Washington definitely lost to Amir, in my opinion. But Breazeale's a soft dude, man. He's a fighter, but he's soft. Got curly hair and shit. He light skin. He's a soft nigga. You know what I'm saying?
And he light skin too.
Yeah. He's a little soft cat, man. He fits the negative stereotype for light skinned dudes. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, man, it's not that where I don't want to say I don't respect Breazeale. He hasn't done anything for me not to respect him. But
it's not that I don't respect him. I just have a problem because of that.
Well, not you. I'm saying I was gonna say I don't respect him, but that's not it. What I don't approve. Let me say this. What I don't approve of Breazeale is he's just not a good fighter. He's another one of those football players that turned boxing and thought they could do well. And he's done well for himself, right? Yeah. I think he's made more money boxing than he has playing football. So he's done well for himself. But when it comes to the elite stage, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Because you weren't born and bred into this shit, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder wasn't either. But so you got two guys. Let's say Breazeale ends up fighting Deontay Wilder. Well, you got two guys who were not born and bred into this shit. But one is much better than the other because he's held his position for a long time. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So Deontay Wilder would end up knocking him out. Dillian Whyte is an ex-kickboxer. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
It's a former kickboxer. He's been in the fight game for a long time. He's going to hurt Dominique Breazeale to the point where it might be fucking embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? On some Lucas Brown type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be something close to that. Now, Dominique Breazeale has a hard punch. That's one thing that he has in his favor. I think he's like 20-1 with like 19 or 18 knockouts.
Yeah.
So he's got that in his favor. But against a guy who's polished as a fighter, and I can't believe I'm saying this about Dillian Whyte. But, you know what I'm saying?
No, you almost.
I can't believe the word polished just came out of my fucking mouth. But we gotta be realistic. Dillian Whyte has won the fights he was supposed to win in dramatic fashion since losing to Anthony Joshua.
That's true.
Actually, he probably wasn't supposed to beat Joseph Parker the way he did. That fight was supposed to be close. He actually beat the shit out of Parker until he got caught in the 12th.
Yep.
So he's done more than enough to basically prove to the boxing world that he does deserve to be a contender as a heavyweight, a top contender as a heavyweight. So when I say a guy that has proven himself, aka polished, who has polished himself to that degree, down at Breazeale can't fuck with that, man. So it's a fight that does need to happen. We could be wrong. We've been wrong before. Down at Breazeale could very well come out there and fuck him up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That would turn the heavyweight division upside on his head.
Oh man, that would turn his whole personality as far as I'm concerned. I will forgive him for that bullshit. I will forgive him. You have earned my forgiveness, Jack.
Exactly. But you know, that won't be the case in my opinion. And you know, he'll get knocked out and have to go back to playing football or whatever he does. And you know, Dillian Whyte will end up, you know, being the mandatory for Deontay Wilder, and we'll see what happens from there. Straight up. I'm just saying, man.
Hey man, don't Dominic Breazeale look like an overweight? I'll be sure.
Hell yeah, he look like. The only thing is he ain't got the unibrow.
Yeah.
Get that motherfucker Anthony Davis unibrow. He'll look just like Al B. Shore. But we got young niggas watching. They don't know. They don't know what we're talking about, bro. They have no idea what we're talking about, man.
They sure don't, man.
All right, man. You take the last one out, man. What we got?
I don't even want to take this shit. I don't want to take this shit. All right, man. Louis Taco Meat eating Nery returns to probably March 16th to fight McJoe Arroyo. Now, actually, honestly speaking, a lot of y'all don't know anything much about the lower weight division. McRoyo is no pushover. McRoyo is not a dude that you just gonna come in and you just gonna say to yourself, yeah, I'm finna run this McYoyo. I got this McYoyo cat, man. I'm finna run this dude over, man. I'm finna run him over, and it's on to the next one. On to the next one. No, that's not who he is. He is a good quality fighter.
Former IBF champion.
Former IBF champion. However, the problem that you're gonna have is who he is, McRoyo is fighting. Is McRoyo gonna fight the clean Louis Nery, or is McRoyo gonna fight the guy that goes down and eat so many goddamn tacos that his goddamn that his motherfucking levels pop positive not once but twice for a motherfucking
he eating them Clembuto beef. You mean I like a side of Clembuto beef with some steroid tacos.
Man,
that motherfucker be eating in Mexico, man. Yeah.
Yo, man, what you think of this fight, man?
It's a good fight for Louis Nery on his comeback. You know, it's the first fight under the PBC banner. Al Heyman is taking a huge risk and signing Louis Nery.
Yes,
the thing is, though, Louis Nery is a fucking wild card at bantamweight, bro. I can't wait. Bantamweight is sick. Ryan Burnett, Zolani Tete, Noye Inoue, Emmanuel Rodriguez.
Hell, Nonito Donaire is a champion again.
Right. Jason Maloney. I was getting to him. Jason Maloney, Nonito Donaire, Josh Greer Jr., the prospect / contender, Louis Nery. We got some bad motherfuckers there. We got Inoue's brother. He's there. You know, we got some bad motherfuckers there at bantamweight, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
so
I sure do.
Yeah, man, it's one of them divisions that's creeping up on everybody. You see what I'm saying? Well, creeping up on boxing enthusiasts.
Yeah, Prince Patel. You just got about my man, Prince Patel.
Man, Patel.
Prince Patel.
A lot of cats don't know the Prince though, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, they don't know the Prince.
He the little Prince. Yeah, I mentioned Jason Maloney, Mike. But
Mike is in the chat. What's up?
Yeah. I mentioned Jason. But Patel, a lot of cats don't know him. He is the reinvigorated or reincarnated version of Prince Nassim Ahmed right now. You know what I'm saying? Over in the UK. So yeah, bantamweight is sick, dog.
Dog, you got some good crafty veterans, man. You got Mark John Yep, Juan Carlos Payano.
Well, Yep retired.
He did?
Yep retired. Yeah,
okay,
he retired.
I didn't know that. You got what's that cat name? Sword Chipitana.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah, I know you're talking about. I mean, they got some bantamweight sick, dog. I'm trying to tell you, man. It's literally one of the top 5 best divisions in the sport right now, bantamweight.
So I didn't know that cat Greer was a bantamweight. He's kind of big for a bantamweight, dog.
Well, I mean, He's not talking about moving nowhere. I'm not a supporter of how he fights. I think he gets fucked up by any of the top guys there. But he's highly confident. So when you got a guy that's highly confident and he's strong-willed, it's a must-see with him against one of the top guys. So that's why I'm an advocate of seeing him against, you know, those top guys that I just mentioned. You know what I'm saying? But skill-wise, I don't think he has it. But at the end of the day, it's still a wild card. And that's what Louis Nery is. Louis Nery, of course, remember, he dethroned Shinsuke Yamanaka.
Yes, sir.
He cheated, but he dethroned Shinsuke Yamanaka. You know what I'm saying? Shinsuke Yamanaka was a fucking top 10 pound for pound fighter. I think he had defended the WBC title like 11 times, and he was the lineal champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, nobody saw this coming. Louis Nery came out of nowhere from Mexico. Nobody saw this coming. Kind of like Miguel Burchell beating Francisco Vargas, right?
Yes.
At 130.
Yes.
Nobody saw that happening. It was the same situation here. So, but I understand he cheated. But when you look at how Louis Nery fights, taking whatever shit that he took that got him popped doesn't take away from what he's able to do in the ring. From a skills point of view and abilities point of view, those things don't help that. You see what I'm saying? They don't help him, his mental makeup, right, in the ring. They don't help, you know, what he's able to do, his tendencies, things of that nature. That doesn't help that. It just helps your physical appearance and how you handle, you know, stamina, you know, your blood pressure flowing so you can get oxygen, stuff like that. Helps shit like that, right? Helps you be able to take shots better, stuff like that. So the things that I've seen against Shinsuke Yamanaka, no amount of drugs are going to help that any fucking way. So that's why I say he's a wild card. If he's clean and he's not getting caught taking shit, Louis Nery can fuck with any of those top guys I mentioned. Right. Matter of fact, I would love to see Louis Nery versus Naoya Inoue, bro. Ooh. If he's clean. I want to see that shit. I'm telling you, bro, that's an excellent fight. If he could fight the same way he fought Shinsuke Yamanaka twice, while being clean, that's a huge fight, man. What do you think about that?
Not only is it a huge fight, it's also a very winnable fight because we still don't know how Naoya Inoue respond when he's hit by a big puncher.
Right.
Which is intriguing, like if he winds up fighting Zolani Tate or somebody like that, right?
Right.
That's what's intriguing because Zolani Tate is a big puncher. And one thing we know about Louis Nery is it'll be interesting to see. We've never seen Louis Nery fight nobody as technically sound as a Naoya Inoue.
Right.
Okay. So from a skill standpoint, Inoue, in my honest opinion, has the higher skill set that he has refined, but Louis Nery from a power standpoint and just from an all-out like animalistic type, just want to get at you, put hands on you standpoint, and come at you. Now he can apply pressure. Like a lot of fighters like to apply pressure to Naoya Inoue, and what he does is he'll put his hands up and wait for you to stop punching. But with a cat like Louis Nery, you're not gonna stand there and let him do that. You have to move. You have to get out of the way.
Yep.
So I'm with you all the way. Like when I look at him fight any of them, like Mike is saying right now, when I look at them fight any of them, man, when I look at Nery against Emmanuel Rodriguez, Zolani Tate, Nonito Donaire, Jason Maloney, Ryan Burnett, like this is not a dude that, like you say, if he comes in right and he's good, this is not a dude that you just think to yourself, okay, I'm gonna run him over. Because at the end of the day, you got to get in his wheelhouse. And when you get in that man's wheelhouse, he got the power to make you say, oh, wait a minute, this might have been a bad choice right here.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Hey, man, I don't know. But Louis, listen, man, March 16th, he's on pay-per-view. He's on the undercard of Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. This is his opportunity to show the world that eating them Clembuto tacos didn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Eating that steroid chicken didn't matter. You see what I'm saying? This is his chance to show that. And if he goes out there and obliterates, understand McJoe Arroyo was the former IBF champion at 115 pounds. He lost it to Jerwin Cajas.
Yes, he
You know what I'm
did.
saying? He's an excellent fight. I mean, I won't say excellent. He's a good fighter. Gives anybody he fights problem. He's not a fucking pushover, as my man Bo mentioned. So if Louis Nery goes out there and he's clean and he fucks Arroyo up, that immediately, in my opinion, puts his name right back where it should be before he got caught cheating at the top of the division. And I want to see him with the best.
Well, right now I think he is still. I think he's number one with the WBC.
Well, no, my point is, yeah, they might rank him. My point is, though, in the eyes of the fans.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, the fans are like, he's a fucking cheater.
Yep.
And remember, boxing is what? What have you done lately? Right? So if he goes out there, he fucks up a very credible opponent in McJoe Arroyo, and he doesn't get caught cheating, the fans will then be like, damn, Louis Nery versus Tate, Burnett, Inoue. I want to see that. You see what I'm saying? Mike just mentioned Sarissakis Sor Rungvisai, who can fight at 118. He actually did fight at 118 last year. He's talking about moving up. That fight.
God, that fight. Oh, man.
Ridiculous.
You're talking two dudes that won't take a step back.
Yeah, that'd be fucking ridiculous. I mean, I'm trying to tell these cats, man, the lower weight divisions is where it's at. Not these big niggas in the heavyweight division. It's the lower weight. You know, not my division where I would fight at right now. No.
The lower weight, yeah.
It's where I was fighting at when I was 10 years old. That's where it's at.
10 years old.
You know what I'm saying? That's where it's at, man.
You know who had to do something similar to what Louis Nery had to do, and this is why it's possible. It was Luis Ortiz.
Okay, yeah.
When he popped that way, he popped because Louis, that was his second time popping. He popped once with Golden Boy. Yep. Then he came out and he beat Brian Jennings. Then he did it with Deontay Wilder, and after that, he knocked the previous guy. Remember, because that's when he got in Wilder's face, and he knocked that dude Kaufman the fuck out. So to your point, even though he tested positive, he showed us that hey, that positive test had shit to do with my skill set.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So I don't know, man. We'll see what happens March 16th. Like I said, the stage is his, and it'll be his opportunity to either flourish or squander it. It depends on what he does, man. All right, we're going to go ahead and end it here, man. I want to thank my man Bo for popping on, of course. Thank everybody in the chat. My man Mike, he's also a writer at 3kingsboxing.com. Go ahead and check out his podcast, Pound for Pound Boxing. Go ahead and check out 3kingsboxing.com. Of course, this is the podcast. If you don't like to listen to all the shit that we like to talk, and let me go ahead and give a disclaimer. I'm going to start doing this shit in the beginning of the show. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, right here.
This shit needs to go in the beginning of the show. Listen, we talk a lot of shit. It's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We mean no disrespect to any of the fighters out there. We are both former fighters. Both former amateur fighters. Bo went a little further than I did as an amateur fighter. We're all there, you know what I'm saying? So we understand what it takes, the guts to get into the ring, to actually train as hard as you have to be to prepare to get into the ring, to actually get into the ring and see a guy across from you and to play chess with him physically and mentally to get the best of him, only using your hands. We understand it. That's why we love the sport. But at the end of the day, we're entertainers at the same time. So if we talk shit about you and you're a fighter that hears this, don't get upset. But if you do have a problem, you can always fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's all entertainment and we respect everybody. We love none of the fighters. We respect you, but we love the sport. Understand that. Exactly. All right? So if you don't like what you hear, though, go ahead and visit 3kingsboxing.com, where everything else on there is a little less controversial. Everything is straight down the middle. All of our writers write the news. We give you more information than just news. We give you interviews. We may talk about up-and-coming fighters. We're going to be talking about fighters in the past and where they are now. There's a lot of things that are going on 3kingsboxing.com. If you don't know the schedule, if you're tired of looking at box recs, all convoluted-ass schedule, go ahead and go to 3kingsboxing.com, where we got the most important fights up on the schedule. We got the time every day. Whenever there is a fight, we'll let you know what network it's on, what time it's coming on, all of that. Everything you need is on 3kingsboxing.com. Shout out to everybody who's affiliated with us, my staff, everybody who's rocking with Three Kings, who's been rocking with me since the beginning. I appreciate everybody. Go ahead and go to the site, hit that donate button. Everybody who's donated already, I appreciate the contribution. And we will continue to do what we do on threekingsboxing.com. It's a 24/7, 365 operation. All right. Come back here, 9:30 Eastern Time, 8:30 Central Time, 6:30 Pacific. Mondays and Thursdays we will be on, unless I got to do something for my wife.
And happy birthday to one of our writers, Corey. And shout out for Black History tribute to my son for wearing a pink ass do-rag with a Chanel goddamn hoodie.
Coco Chanel hoodie.
Chanel.
Yeah. He got a lot of explaining to do, man.
He got a hell of a
yeah, shout out to my man Corey Cunningham. We was fucking with him all day today. Yeah, that was a power roast we gave that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to him. All right, we out of here.